Hello and hi, welcome to this week's Parshat, Parshat Ki Tetze on Shofet.com. Last week we talked about a very interesting topic. We talked about what it means to be a simple Jew. And we understand there's no such thing as being a simple Jew. But what it's talking about is that for us to actually free our mind a little bit more, in order for you to do the mitzvot or to do things right, you have to actually take it in a more simpler format. You can't pray, hold your phone at the same time, talk to someone at the same time. That's not actually performing at the right stance. What you have to do is be simple. Take one thing at a time. In order for you to do the right tefillah, in order for you to have the right faith, you have to understand that don't multitask in certain factors, which that can ruin your idea, your concentration. So this week, we're going to talk about something very similar, which will help understand what it is to be exact in what you are and what you do as not just a Jew but as a human being. There's a pasuk, there's a verse that says, Lo yeh lecha bevetecha efa ve'efa. You should not have in your home a measure for a measure. Even shlema batzedek yelach. But rather you should have a perfect measure, a perfect stone, an even tzedek, a righteous stone, even shlema, a whole stone, and then you will have. What it's telling us is a very interesting idea. You shouldn't have two measures. One at home, one in the business. Rather, you should have one. And this one that you have to be able to measure everyone with this. So, it's very difficult to understand this. Because if you have an adult, you have a young kid, you can't measure everyone at the same level. You can't measure everyone with the same idea, with the Even Shinama, with this whole concept. You can't have one umbrella of an idea when it comes to so many different people. So what does it mean by you should only have one measure? You shall have one righteous measure, and then you will have. So it's a beautiful story. There was one time, a fellow, he went to the rabbi and said, Rabbi, listen, I want to have a new business. However, I need your blessing. And if I don't have your blessing, I don't believe I could be successful. So the rabbi said, no problem, just do your job, you'll be fine. So he gives him his blessing. He opens up a business, rabbi factory, and business is booming. However, after about 4 months, this kid that he's every day his business was booming. He was wondering, I never took an account of what my profits and losses are. So let me check. He starts checking. He's like, oh my God, I barely even broke even. How is that possible? I thought I was beyond measure. So he calls up the rabbi and says, Rabbi, this is the case. The rabbi tells him, let me ask you something. Were you exact in every measurement that you did? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, were you exact in how you served and took care of the people? He's like, not so much, but everyone was happy. They all came back. They loved it. Rabbi says, no. When it says in this verse, this pasuk, when it says that you shall not have in your home one weight and then another weight, what's it telling us? It's telling us you cannot have a double standard. When you have a double standard and things aren't accurate, you begin to lose. You begin to go back and forth. Your entire business ethics, your moral ethics starts changing. And when that happens, you'll lose your whole idea of what even a profit is. Because you won't even have track. If you don't even have track of your own inventory, forget about the fact of your own profits. The idea the rabbi was trying to say is that at home, it's true you have to deal with things differently. You have to deal with all measures differently. However, when you have a kid and when you have an adult, you have to treat each other fairly. Meaning that not one time you feel that, okay, I got to treat him one way, and another time you got to treat him on another way. The whole idea of having a whole and just weight is that you have to be able to judge and treat each other equally, separately, yet all as a whole. And when that happens, it says yelach. It says, and then it will be for you. And then it will be for you a profit. And then it will be for you the right amount. It will be for you the right measure, the right quality, the right performance. That is what it is. It first depends on you about how you conduct yourself. And then ultimately, once you do that right, then everything else will come your way. Then everything else will see and will give you such a great profit. It will give you such a great understanding about what you did is correct, and it will make you even want to do it more. It's called mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Once you begin something on a right path, you're going to wish to only continue on the right path. That's why it says yelecha. That's why it says, and then you will have it. You'll have that way of understanding, and you'll have the good way of receiving rewards. Have a beautiful week and have a beautiful Shabbat.